1917 and established itself in a bitter civil war against communism. Now, 22 years later, Finnish independence is about to be snuffed out as the old enemy returns. The Red Army marches into Finland. The legendary Carl Gustaf Mannerheim leads the Finnish defense forces, under-equipped, poorly armed, and vastly outnumbered. Only high morale and skillful leadership can tip the scales back in Finland's favor. You will take the role of Lieutenant General Carl Lennart Osh, a talented Finnish officer and Marshal Mannerheim's most trusted commander. As the country's foremost defensive expert, lead Finland in the 3 wars fought on its territory throughout 1939 to 1945, and drive any and all invaders from your northern homeland, no matter which flag they're flying. Hold the line, General Osh. The continuation war meant to reclaim lost Finnish territories had just begun when the Soviet Union struck a devastating blow against Finland. Field Marshal Mannerheim was assassinated. His death disrupted the Finnish plans. As the new commander-in-chief, President Ryti has rallied the High Command to respond to the threat. In order to survive, Finland must counterattack. General Paavo Talvela is just the man for the job. An excellent offensive strategist, he won the first Finnish victory of the Winter War. Now, he must lead the daring offensive in the continuation war. There is no more room for the careful maneuvering Carl Gustaf Mannerheim was known for. Now, Finland must go all in, with all available weapons and tactics. You will take the fight to the Red Army in Murmansk, Leningrad, and even Moscow. Strike without mercy, General Talvela.
I can't believe it! Communist saboteurs in this very headquarters. How did we miss them?
Counterintelligence is on it. Rest assured, the infiltrators will be found.
Found, tried, and executed. Every Bolshevik dog of them. Field Marshal Mannerheim was the greatest son of our nation, and the Reds will pay for this crime.
General Talvala, please. It's a terrible loss, but we can't let emotions rule us.
We can't waste time either. Stalin has beheaded our army. We must repair the situation, and fast.
Oh, I'll tell you how, President Ruti. The Germans are attacking Murmansk as we speak. We could strike together and leave the Russians cut off from any possible aid from their allies.
We have a plan just for that, but the loss of our commander-in-chief changes everything.
President Ruti is our commander-in-chief. Give the order, and Murmansk will fall.
Think well, Mr. President. A joint operation with the Germans will commit us fully to Berlin as an ally.
We have no other choice. Our position is precarious. The Germans will know we need their help. We must show them that they need our help just as much.
General Iroh's plan could work. If we cut the railroad, the Germans should be able to capture Murmansk on their own.
And if not, we'll join in and give the Wehrmacht a lesson in Arctic fighting.
I hope it doesn't come to that. It would be a direct attack on their British interests.
The West has already let us down once. We don't want to antagonize them, but they have no right to order us around.
And cutting off a potential major supply line won't antagonize the British at all.
Let me worry about it. I will seek an understanding with Sir Winston Churchill.
Then it is decided. Murmansk will fall, and Finland will take White Karelia back from the Reds.
With you in command, Talvala, I don't envy those Bolsheviks.
Gentlemen, you saved our country once before. Finland is counting on you to do so again.
General Talvala, the German forces have met with considerable resistance on the outskirts of Murmansk. The Wehrmacht needs our support. For that reason, I am directing additional reinforcements to the area of the operations.
About damn time! If you were a little more decisive, Iroh, we would have taken the city ages ago.
You know as well as I do that Field Marshal Mannerheim was against it, Talvala. So am I. Returning our lands is one thing, but we do not belong on the Soviet territory.
And the Ruskies didn't belong in our territory, but it didn't stop them. Just face it already. We cannot win this war if we stay in defense.
This conversation serves no purpose. Let us focus instead on the pressing tasks. In order to land our reinforcements, we must capture the railroad station in the village of Shongui. We will also need an airfield if we hope to use our combat aviation. The closest one should be near the village of Murmashi. Report as soon as you capture those key points, General Talvala.
Your forces are comprised of both core and non-core units. Core unit strength indicator is green and round-shaped, and for non-core units it is yellow and hexagon-shaped. Non-core units are allocated for one mission only, while the core units will accompany you throughout the campaign. You will be able to level them up and provide them with new equipment. These units are the ones which should be under your primary protection.
This thing has a target painted all over it.
We're on patrol.
Reds won't know what hit them.
Ammunition and fuel icons next to unit strength will allow you to quickly get important information about it. If the unit is still able to move during the current turn, the canister icon will be green. If it can no longer move, the icon will be gray. Likewise, the ammunition icon shows whether the unit has attacked this turn. If the unit is low on ammunition or fuel, the corresponding icon is yellow.
We're all brothers here, even the commies from Tampere.
Reconnaissance is extremely important in an offensive, since it provides you with full intelligence information regarding the presence of enemy forces, thus making your attack more effective. A reconnaissance unit can move several times per turn, as long as it has move points left. Once the reconnaissance unit notices the enemy, it automatically stops and they can move again. If an enemy surrenders to your reconnaissance unit, it gains full information about all the enemy units nearby.
We'll keep enemy tanks at bay.
Armed and ready.
Infantry is good for assaulting the enemy positions after the artillery and air bombardment. It is also the best unit for storming cities, mountains, forests, and well-entrenched positions. A well-entrenched infantry is a tough target for the enemy assault.
Free our home, our faith, and our country. The railroad station at Shangui is ours.
Good. I'm sending you your reinforcements.
We have so many enemies. Where will we bury them all?
An anti-aircraft unit is a powerful and versatile weapon. Its main purpose is to protect your forces from enemy aircraft by overwatch, fire support, and direct attack of the enemy. However, it can also effectively combat ground units. Large caliber anti-aircraft artillery is a good weapon for destroying enemy tanks.
Guarding our lands from Hanko to Petamo.
Greetings, General Talvala. I've gotten an interesting report. The nearby town of Severomorsk 3 serves as a repair center for heavy artillery. Several such pieces are currently there undergoing maintenance. Capture them, and we'll be able to give the Soviets a taste of their own medicine.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you, Ush.
Anti-tank artillery is effective against tanks and other hard targets. Your best tactic when using anti-tank artillery is to position it next to your other forces to provide them with fire support versus attacks from enemy tanks.
First to meet the enemy. Heading there now.
In a class of our own.
Tanks are ideal for a rapid offensive in open terrain. However, they are vulnerable in close quarters to the infantry units in difficult terrain, such as cities, mountains, forests, swamps, shallows, and well-entrenched infantry units.
Guarding the skies! Can't someone...
You have captured an enemy supply point intact. It can now be used to supply your troops.
Understood. We'll stop the enemy advance.
Standing by for orders.
This thing has a target painted all over it.
We'll have plenty of targets soon. We'll run circles around the Reds. Where we're going, we don't need any roads.
Tank ready for duty. Coordinates confirmed.
This unit has heavy equipment. Units with heavy equipment cannot move if they do not have ground transport. Additionally, they cannot board air transport and can only disembark from naval transport at a seaport.
We do not miss. We do not miss.
Tank killer crew standing by. We stay sharp.
Any orders for us?
You have selected an entrenched unit. When a ground unit finishes its turn while still being able to move, it gains 1 level of entrenchment. The unit can have up to 6 levels of entrenchment. Each level of entrenchment increases all defenses by 1. The unit loses all levels of entrenchment when it moves. Naval and aircraft units cannot gain entrenchment. Each attack against an entrenched unit reduces the entrenchment level by 1.
We'll keep the sky clear. Moving. Tank crew reporting.
An anti-tank unit has overwatched your troops. When your unit enters gun range of an enemy with active overwatch ability, it is automatically attacked. You can disable the enemy overwatch by attacking it. It is better to do a reconnaissance before sending in your armored forces.
Quality over quantity, I guess.
Standing by for orders.
Damage is indicated with the number. This unit is on the verge of defeat. Send the unit to the service zone where it can be reinforced. The service zone is a 1 hex range around an infrastructure.
The capture of Murmansk was to be the first stepping stone on our way to the new, much stronger Finland. By capturing the entirety of Lapland and the Kola Peninsula, we would have secured our north, just in time for our future operations in the south. Now it seems there will be no future operations. Your failure means that the Soviet supply lines in the north remain intact, leaving us wide open for invasion from the flank. General Talvala, it seems the Winter War was your swan song. I will appoint someone more decisive in your place.